Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're doing a tier ranking system of shows that I like, mostly that I like, to be honest. But I did do a poll on Instagram, so if you're not following me over there, go head on over. And you guys gave me some suggestions to put on this list, so very excited to put those in there. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna rank them. We're gonna talk about them. If I missed any shows, probably missed a lot, let me know down below, and I can always do this again. Remember to subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and let us continue on with the video. Okay, here is our list so far. We have things like Terminator Zero, Tomb Raider, which is not out yet, Twilight of Gods, the new Lord of the Rings anime coming out, Moana 2, shout out to Zach, good job for that suggestion, Uzumaki. I have not watched it, but it is taking the internet by storm. And then we got the Alien Monday, which I did just recently react to, and if you haven't seen that video, shameless plug, had to put that in there. And of course, Dragon Ball Daima. Fun shows that I'm very interested in, other shows that I have watched, and then obviously some things that you guys added as well. So let us do this. So going off the bat, I'm gonna go from Terminator Zero. That's the first one I'm gonna do because this anime specifically kind of like threw me off. I didn't expect it to be as good as it is, and it is phenomenal, and I highly recommend it. I don't know what's going on with these animation studios, or honestly just Netflix. They've decided to turn more animes, like more movies from the 80s, more classic video games, like we have Tomb Raider coming out, into these anime projects, and they've been pretty good. And I wouldn't have said that like a year ago from like Netflix projects, but they keep popping out these bangers. And Terminator Zero, I did watch the whole thing. It is phenomenal. I'm gonna put it in S tier. I know it's our first S tier, and that's like crazy. Like, wow, Blake, why are you doing an S tier first? But hear me out. The last few things Terminator has done when it came to the movies, and obviously redoing the timeline with Sarah Connor over and over again, kind of got old. And so I think this was a perfect installation of revamping the franchise, and hopefully they could go into a more positive direction because of this. You got all new characters, you got a whole new storyline, and I think they did a fantastic job. So I'm hoping they really take the franchise into this direction versus the direction they did last. And I think this is a great staple for the franchise itself. So I think it deserves S tier, and it's also just a really good anime, like a really good anime. So highly recommend. After that, Tomb Raider. Now, Tomb Raider is not out yet, but it will be out October 10th. And as far as I'm concerned, if it's as good as Terminator Zero, I think it will be a really good show. But because the show is not out yet, I can't obviously put it very high. So I'm going to be really safe with this, and I'm actually excited for this project. I'm going to put it in B tier. I think that's easy. That's super simple. I hope when the show comes out, it's not in D tier. That would be very sad. Next, we have Twilight of Gods by Zack Snyder. Guys, I am telling you, I binge watched this entire thing with my fiance. We absolutely fell in love with this. Zack Snyder went off. They told the entire story of the Norse gods. They are confirmed for a season 2. If you have not watched this, it is gory, it is perverted, it is dark. Like literally the first episode, you watch it and it's not what you expect for a animation whatsoever. This deserves S tier all the way. I highly recommend Twilight of Gods from Zack Snyder, like who plays Loki, Thor, all of them do such a good job in this show. Like we binge watched the whole thing. Twilight of the Gods was like this hidden gem that came out of nowhere. Absolutely loved it. Excited for season 2. Highly recommend. Now, of course, my favorite franchise, The Lord of the Rings. I'm not a big fan of Rings of Power. Season 2 has been okay, a little bit better than season 1. I'm still going to watch it. Regardless of the hate, I have my problems with it. Maybe I'll make a video on that. Let me know down below if you want. I can tell you my full opinions and problems with Rings of Power. But The Lord of the Rings, The War for the Rohirrim anime looks phenomenal. It gives the animation as very close to like Vinland Saga, and I love that aspect. Now, of course, it is not out yet, so I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but you know what? I'm not going to put it in B tier because I have higher hopes for this. So I think I'm going to put it in A tier. I think it's going to come out and it's going to be phenomenal. And this is a movie, not a show. Some people are confused on that, and it is coming to theaters December 14th. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. I'll put the actual date in the edit. Now, highly requested by the fans over on Instagram. Again, if you are not over there, head on over, follow me for more anime and pop culture. Moana 2. Now, I have kind of a problem with all these sequels from Disney. Actually, Disney in general. just because like I think a lot of their movies have either been redos, remakes, sequels, and or live versions of originals. Some are great, like Jungle Book. Others are not so great, like Beauty and the Beast. And then you have a lot of the sequels, which to be fair, some sequels are really good, like Frozen 2 is really good. So Moana 2, I'm hoping it's going to be really good. I don't think Moana 1 was outstanding compared to other films that they've done. It is fun. It's got a good track, but Coco never gets enough love. Or Encanto. Encanto never gets enough love. So I think Moana is like okay, but I think those other films are better. I don't understand why it got a sequel versus the others. But again, money talks. I'm gonna put this in the C range. Moana is going to C because if history shows when it comes to Disney sequels, they tend not to do as well as the original. Of course, like I talked about the other sequels, I feel like those were a rare case, like Frozen 2 being better than the first Frozen, but it doesn't mean Disney could do it again. And that's how I feel about Moana 2. I hope to be proven wrong, though. I might be proven wrong, but we're putting it in C. Uzumaki. Uzumaki is a horror anime. And again, it is going off right now on the internet. It just came out like a day ago, I think, before I recorded this or when I recorded this. And it's going off. I definitely got to check it out. I haven't seen it yet. So if you have watched it, please let me know down below and tell me your thoughts. Wherever I rank this, let me know if I am wrong or I'm right. But Uzumaki, we're going to put it in the B purely for the reason that it is going super viral on the internet. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's S tier. I don't know. Or maybe I'm super wrong and the season hasn't finished and it goes to D tier. Now, of course, one of my favorite fan animation films. I know I probably shouldn't put this in here because it's not like an official, but I did recently do a reaction video to this standalone fan animation film. It is right here if you want to check it out. I absolutely loved Alien Monday. I thought Alien Monday really hit on the aspects of the original Alien films. It really gave that nostalgia factor. It wasn't super scary, but again, for someone that was animating it by himself and it took 4 years, I think even 6 years, I think he did a fantastic job and it deserves its flowers. So we are putting it in S tier. If you are an Alien franchise fan like myself, I highly recommend going to watch it. And this kind of goes back to some of my original points where I really do like how we're getting more of these anime versions of old films and old projects, again, like Terminator, Tomb Raider, Alien. We're going back to Lord of the Rings. Like, dude, Lord of the Rings, you know, they started in 1999 to 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. Like, you know, those are getting dated. So the fact that they're going into anime to release more sequels or side projects, I think that's a lot of fun. And I want them to continue doing that because they've been pretty successful so far. So again, if you're a fan of the Alien franchise, I highly recommend Alien Monday. Now, last but not least on our list for shows that I believe are a very good for the fall of 2024 is Dragon Ball Daima. Dragon Ball Daima being Akira Toriyama's last project that he ever did before he sadly passed away. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. There is no way that this show, regardless if it being about them being children and it's a fun little adventure, I am not going to like this because again, it is Akira Toriyama's last project. I don't care if this show is, but I think the show is going to be fantastic just because of that as well. So I do think it deserves the S tier. I think it's going to be fantastic, especially in the honor of Akira Toriyama. I mean, I don't see myself not liking this show, but what would put it over the edge for me, like the fact of like, I know it's solid S tier, like for real, is if they do a baby version of SSJ4. Because if they do, then that would confirm SSJ4 in Super, which would be super cool, but it also would fuck up the timeline a little bit. But again, Akira Toriyama does not care. He never cared about the timeline. He just made Dragon Ball to make Dragon Ball. So we'll see what happens. But I'm absolutely excited for that show. Guys, as always, I know this list was really short, but remember to follow me over on Instagram because I will be doing more of these polls where you guys could submit some of your show recommendations where I could tier and list them off, where I would love to do more videos like this. Thank you so much for who submitted some of their shows and some of the things that they think are fantastic. I love it when we get to build the community together. Come join the nerd fandom. But guys, as always, big shout out to all of you. Remember to subscribe, like the video, comment down below. Tell me if you agree, disagree, or what I should add next time. Thank you as always. Till next time.